Good day, people of YouTube, and welcome back to Motorsport Manager. The Dragon Race Team China had a pretty abysmal race last time, thanks to two huge mistakes. The first one was my fault. Well, actually, no, the first one wasn't my fault, I should say. That was more the fact that we weren't aware of the weather change that was coming up, and that meant we were one lap short with Boateng, and that meant he had to come in for inters. And even though he did make up a lot of time on those inters, it wasn't enough time, and he was only able to finish 12th. The big mistake that was my fault was Nick Chu, who was in on the right lap and would have been perfect. Not perfect, we probably still wouldn't finish. We still would have finished just outside the top 10, I think. But he would have been in contention with Boateng, same positions, and might have just been able to play a rear gunner role. But I forgot to change his tyres. And so, yeah, Hugo went out full wet. He just went out on softs on a wet racetrack. Abysmal lap, had to pit in again, lost a bucket load of time. He might even have been able to compete for top 6 if I was fortunate and lucky and the pit stop was good. But alas, that is what's happened, and it means that we are now in a reasonable position in the championship. We have Boateng, 22 points, 15th place in the championship. Still ahead of both the two drivers of the other teams, and we do have a good buffer of points from Nick Chu. So, our target of hitting 7th in the championship is good. The second problem we do have is that we have a negative balance thus far. And this probably means I'm not going to be building any more parts until the next race. And I'm hoping nothing dilemma-wise comes up that's going to cause us to have issues. So, if we look to part improvements, so the suspension is available. We're going to also add that to the reliability, as well as some reliability on that engine. Most of the parts are okay. I just want to make sure we get all of our components as up to code as possible in terms of how good they are. So that's going to be 10 days regardless up to there. We'll do that. Okay. And now that's happened, we have a new suspension part finish, which is going to be our last new component for a little while. So, what would be okay here? The engine's actually not bad. We do need to push this up, though admittedly our 123 engine is strictly better. We may have to design a new, better engine in the future to compound that. But for now, let's go and put that on and that on. So we can get the parts up to maximum one day before the race, but I think at this point we want to make sure parts are as upgraded as possible, so I might go that way round. 80% on the gearbox is probably fine. 5 days. Yeah, do I want to take a gamble on the other gearbox? Okay, so that'll be up 3 hours before the race, and that gives us the maximum time to actually upgrade components. And we're not building anything more, so that should be fine. Right, continue on. Please, no dilemmas. Need a nice even run into the Tonder racetrack. Okay. Antonov's apparently going to be leaving Vexala. Well, he won't be moving to our team anyway. He's the 3rd ranked driver. Well, he's in the 3rd ranked team, so I think he'll only be moving up. And the tour centre is nearly built. That'll give us a cash injection at least. Over the next, well, until the actual end of the game, we'll actually be getting 80,000 a month, which, you know, 80,000 a race is not a bad amount of cash to be getting. Will pay for itself back in about 12 seasons. But yeah, how much did we pay for that? Oh well. Okay, there we go. So, huzzah, we have a tour centre. 80,000 per race. I think we spent $1.5 million on this, but, you know, that will help. Possibly. Can't build anything else, as I say, with our cash flow problems are just there. So here we are. Just a quick run in, and we've finished with the reliability work. Okay. Because it's never worth having these people doing absolutely nothing, I'm going to go and have them improve reliability of those. But now we're going to be focusing on getting those up to their optimal performance at this stage. So continue. Right, so back at Tonder. Or rather, first time at Tonder. 32 laps here. So this is a lot of laps, actually. Do I take the guaranteed 200,000 or do I take the gamble at 1.3 million? Because that would give us $1 million in profit if we were to hit 6th place. And I'm fairly confident we could do that. Portugal, it's a sunny race. I don't imagine there's going to be any problems there. It's just a case of whether we have the ability to run on the soft tyres well enough. So I'm going to gamble and go with this. Let's put some parts on. So we have 100% suspensions upgrades. I'm going to go with that. So as we actually have a reasonable suspension. What's good around here? Acceleration and unfortunately wings, which is not really that. Top speed is useful. Okay, so this will do. We hope. Let's go racing. We really need that 6th place if we can get it, and if we don't get it, that's a lot of money to lose out on. Effectively 400,000 because we thought we were good enough to compete, which we might be. It's possible. Tang will be starting from 6th on the grid, 5th or 6th on the grid. Our other driver will be starting 15th. Just whether we can make this work for ourselves. So, you two, going out there. We're going to be on the super softs on both drivers here because we want to really tune in these cars. We need to be as efficient as possible. So we'll be going all out to try and stay on that as long as possible. It's 32 laps, they said. Jeez, okay. Maybe that's not such a good idea then. Go 4 stints on the soft tyres. Could be a thing. Anyway, so my Tonder setup, based on my notes, is 17.5, 27.5, 21, minus 2.4, and 31 for the gear ratios, 63 for that. Soft tyres, and hope that they'll last. Meanwhile, over to you. 75 to 63 and down to 31. Okay. Continue. Take practice. And we're going to probably be burning through these soft tyres. Okay, out you go. And out you go. Right, let's see how good these are. Most drivers on the soft tyres rather than the super softs. And apparently we're going to get stuck behind them in the queue. So let's just speed up time and just get on with this. There we go. Nobody holding up Nick Chu now. Who's still probably our best bet for big points and to get into the top 6. But we'll see how this works. The other does seem faster than him at the moment. So maybe the car suits him slightly better than the other. Handling is superb. I might actually let them run a lap here. Gearing seems right on. Nick Chu, of course, was the fastest because, you know, he actually crossed the line first. But Hung Liao has already overtaken him, so... Do you have any bonuses at the moment? You don't. Overall, a good race from you two. I'm going to bring you both in now, though. So we've had 1 lap. We've put ourselves on the board. Liao in 8th, Chu in 10th. That 6th place looking slightly more dodgy now. Especially as a lot of the drivers in front of us are on softer tyres. Harder tyres, rather. Harder tyres, of course. And there we go. So good and... Oh, okay. That is not very good information at all. It's okay, but nothing groundbreaking. Okay. So let's gamble a little bit with Liao here. Let's move you up on that. We'll move... That feels wrong, but we'll move you down to there. Because what I want to do is I want to find out which way is better on both of them. Even if I don't actually get a good run out of this, this is probably the way to do this and just work this out. So all yours have gone lower. All of yours are going to go higher. And so at least tell me which direction I need to fix the car in. Oh, although, that being said, downforce apparently needs to be higher. So, okay, we have an answer to that. Let's go and just upgrade that massively. So handling, we're going to push up into the overseer territory, and gearing, we're going to move on this side as well. Okay. So I might very well have wrecked one of these two cars. In fact, I almost certainly have wrecked one of these two cars. But they're only going to go out, find out which it is, and then come back. And I also haven't lost a set of super softs, and we're still on race trim, so this should give us a long run at the end to just get that tyre knowledge. Oh, I should have pitted them there, really. Okay, aero is better, but that's not what I care about. I care about the gearing. Go on, Liao, say something. God darn it, I don't care about the downforce. That's the one thing I know I fixed. Alright, bring in, bring in. Oh, I missed Nick Chu. No, okay, fine. Darn it. Okay. The good news, though, is we did discover the excellent point of a downforce. So that is optimal downforce. And clearly then, what we need to do, instead of going lower, we need to go higher. So let's up the downforce until it's in the same place, roughly. So 18.2. There we go. Now we need to increase the oversteer and increase the gearing. That might be too far. Okay, that's what's confusing me. Alright, so this is the setup we want to have. Move that down to optimal level. Bit like that, and then we'll go up beyond even where that was. Okay, let's try it like that on a new set of softs. Meanwhile, in comes Nick Chu onto yet another lap. Okay, handling much better. Now, Nick Chu, we did send in this the right direction, so hopefully this should be slightly more favourable to us. Yes, okay. So we're nearly optimal with this. 97. Let's just tweak. How far apart were the two downforce settings? Quite a bit. Maybe we've got too much on this. Let's move that to 19.2 down to there, and then just use some tyre pressure changes to get us into the right positions there. Okay, new set of soft tyres, off you go. And let's see what they can do for a lap. Now onto a new flying lap. Handling feels much better. Knowledge of race trim, level 1 for both super softs and for that. We really could do with some drivers with better feedback. Liao's fine, actually, in terms of feedback scores, but he's not our race driver, which is why he's only getting about half setup knowledge. Liao's on a personal best first sector. Personal best second sector. He's still a long way off the lead, but... Okay, Nick Chu upgraded to 13th position. And Liao did improve on his lap time, but didn't improve position. So 12th and 13th is not bad running, really. Although we're on super softs, everybody else is on softs. Although a lot of the times around... Okay, only one runner in the Octane Racing was on the soft tyres that actually beat us on soft tyres. So that's okay. Can live with that. Okay, on to the race. 6th is the target. So, we're going to go super soft tyres and light-footed super soft tyres. And meanwhile, you're going to go soft and race trim. Okay. Nick Chu, I think 98. Okay, so we're in the excellent band for all of it, so can't complain to that too much. Right, he's on 16th. I'm actually going to start him on the softer compound tyres, and we're going to go for 11 laps of fuel. Which is lower than the range, but we already know that we're kind of a bit bad on tyre wear, so 11 laps is probably okay. Boateng is going to have to do a short stint on these tyres, which, according to the guide, can only last 8 laps. And he does have super soft thing here. I'm still only going to put 8 laps of fuel on it because I do not trust that he can keep that going. So, there we go. Driver strategy then. Nick Chu is going to push and burn. Boateng is going to go overtake and attack, because if he can get past those drivers in front of him early, admittingly first lap wobbles and whatever, should hopefully help us out. So, let's see what happens. So all the runners on the first 2 rows, the ZRTs and the Predators, are on softs, as is the silver of Mellow. Okay, so everybody on the super softs right now, down to 10th. I can actually speed this up. So Gerard is the first of the soft runners, and everybody behind us except Burchamp is on soft. So Burchamp doing the crazy strategies again. He's either the guy behind his tactics is either a genius or insane, but you can't argue it's working. Alright, Tang, lead off, and we need a good start here. That is not a good start. You've lost the position. Come on, take it back on the inside. Come on. There we go. Right, speed up time a little bit, and we'll see whether... Nope, 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 that's all gone wrong. Come on. Oh, Boateng, why are you so bad on the first lap? Why? Chu has improved a position. Actually, he's dropped down to 18, so he was even better than that. 3 wide into that corner, I just noticed, but here we go. Let's see what he can do. Head the ZRT, and now just got to get past the silver. I think that's silver. Yeah, that's silver of Mellow. He's through. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, now let's go to medium running and let's go long running with this. I don't imagine we've got any weather to worry about, but we'll keep an eye on it every so often. And pushing with soft tyres seems like an okay idea for the moment, but actually let's just go neutral. Given that we're actually really good on these tyres, I'm surprised we're already at 80%. So, downgrade for Tang here. Past the Predator easily enough into 4th. None of the really fast drivers have made it through the field to us at the moment, so Tang should hopefully get some distance here. There's a Predator holding everybody up, which is okay for us. It's allowing us to just get ourselves hopefully into 3rd. Nick Chu is in last place, I've just noticed, but should be fine. Alright, let's go to medium running. We're going to try and make these last for 4 laps. We're past the Predator into 3rd place. Predator fighting us back at the moment, which is annoying. Oh, and just so good on the braking behind us. And we're starting to lose a bit of ground. Tang has enough reserve fuel to possibly go for another longish one here, but... Churning through tyres. Yeah, I think you should try and go easy on them and just burn a bit more fuel. 3rd is an okay position for us. The track's opening up. The fast runner, I noticed an orange dot of Shah in 8th place, but he's about the first of the good runners here. Nick Chu up into 18th place. How are you actually doing at the back there? Yeah, just now he's getting through the other drivers. He's still got a bit of a way to go, though. Maybe I should just overtake mode here, because his tyre's not going to last that long. Which is unfortunate, but it's just the fact of the cars at the moment. We don't have good tyre wear. So burn fuel and try to make up some more ground, rather than try to go long. Alright, Boateng, let's go medium and push. We've got 1 more lap on these tyres, I think. Okay. So, options from here. We have 7 laps complete of a 32-lap race. Do we go for another soft run? Just try and keep the high speed up? I think that's a maybe, actually. 7, 7, 7, 21. If I can extend that to 8 laps. 3 more stops on these tyres. I have enough tyres to do this. And all your bonuses do kind of work for that. So let's have a go. So Boateng is coming in on this lap. We need to then cook the tyres. Meanwhile, Nick Chu up into 14th place. Some drivers have started pitting, and most of the runners around us seem to be low tyre wear. So Chu actually should be in a good position to start making some ground up now. Let's start pushing those tyres. Cut the fuel back burning down a little bit. Try and keep those laps up. And see if Nick Chu can get out ahead of the Vexala in 11th place. Okay, and Boateng now out in 8th place, ahead of Chu, having made a pit stop. So we'll go medium running here and try to see how long we can go on these tyres. Also, don't hold up the teammate if he goes past you. He's faster. Mind you, he's not running particularly fast, it has to be said. 2 laps to go. He can do 2 laps. Boateng in 7th. Fighting quite well in 7th, actually, has to be said, but we don't want to hold up Nick Chu. If he gets past. He might not, though. So 1 lap to go. Yeah, we're going to try and push neutral here. We're going to just try and keep going a little longer here. We're in 5th and 7th. We've gone long enough. There we go. Right. Let's... don't race. Don't let him get through here, because we don't want to hold up Boateng here by doing this. Starting to, but that's fine. We're pitting you in the end of this lap. So we've gone 10 laps on the soft tyres, which is better than I thought we'd manage. So, could I do this 2-stop here? Just go Boateng, have Boateng go long. 11 laps. Comes in on lap 21. Or do I now go and move him onto soft tyres and just try and swap this around a little bit? 7 laps on soft tyres. So we'll be 15th after that. Fast pit stop. In fact, we'll make this... now we've got to have a go at the fast pit stop here. So we're going to move him onto soft tyres and try that. After this, we'll see where we're standing here, but he's doing a good job of holding up the drivers behind him, which is giving Boateng a little bit of breathing space. The leader is in. So Boateng in 4th place, on merit here. Soft running guys are now in, and no, actually they're not. There's 2 drivers in front with very low tyre wear rates here. So maybe it's worth pushing them a little bit, but we've got our own race to run here. We're not necessarily going to be competing with these guys in a little bit. We just need to get past them and improve our own chances in this race. Chu is in 16th position then. But on a new set of super soft tyres, and hopefully on a slightly varied strategy, we'll be able to make them work for himself. Tang up into 3rd place. And still, Jans Tier in front is not pitted, and the tyres on Jans Tier's car are probably going to be ruined by this point. So we're in a strong enough position here to have a go at this, I think. We need to get past, though. Our tyres are also handling better than Mello's behind us. So Tang doing a good job there. In 3rd on better tyres. And driving faster than the driver currently in 6th. And yeah, I think we're actually going to get slowed up here if we don't... Oh, darn it. Okay. Mello did get past us. That's fortunate, but Jansen here will be pitting, so we're still net 3rd for the moment. Interesting to see where Jansen here comes out. And whether we get past with Chu here. No, we are behind. Okay. So, 3 laps to go. Let's try and push this a little bit more. We got some spare fuel. Let's see if we can just ease ourselves a little further up, because the car behind us is on softs and also likely to have to pit soon. Let's just go for a little more tyre wear and just try to get ahead of Mello. I've still got 2 laps and I can push for the last one if I need to. Nick Chu down in 14th place. I think our strategy is really working for him here. He's on a slight disconnect. Hopefully he'll be able to... Well, he's already now lost another place. But now they are starting to pit. In comes Boateng, who did get past. Okay. Or has he? No, he makes the move stick. 1 more lap to go. Right, we're on our push lap now, I think. So we are pitting... Actually, no, wait. Don't want to do that now. Okay, so in comes Boateng. We got 1 lap. to push like crazy. Move on to a new set of soft tyres. 8 laps, and then a final pit stop. Okay, we might just be able to get Tang on the podium by doing this, although the fast runners are in 5th and 6th right behind us, although they're on a different strategy. Berchamp, the master of the crazy strategy, is in 5th place. And we are starting to build up a bit of a buffer to the cars behind us now, which is good. But Tang is 14 seconds behind Valdez, who is also now in the pits this lap. Okay, so our tyres have blown up, but we're still okay. I think, again, similar strategy here. We're going to have to push and push on Chu and just see if we can make those last 2 laps good for ourselves. And after that, we're going to have to debate what to do with him, because we're going to have to make 2 more stops with him. Or at least we're going to have to make another stop, including the one we're doing. I shouldn't pause while I'm thinking about that. We should just let things run. Good pit stop. Okay. Tang's going to come out in 9th place. Okay. Let's push to get the tyres up to temperature. Keep the fuel in reserve, though. And 1 more pit stop to make. And just try to keep that car behind. And no, he doesn't. Okay. Let's just make sure we're not going to hold up our teammate, who is now right behind him. Will she be able to make 2 laps, though? So if I can make 2 laps, maybe the soft tyre strategy is back on. Yeah, Tang should be slower, but actually it doesn't appear to necessarily be the case right now. Okay, so Chu actually is going to have to pit this round anyway. So if we go soft tyre, 7 laps worth of fuel, fast pit stop. And it's strange strategy, so we're just racing at the moment. And see what Tang can do. A lot of the runners in front of Tang are not... Okay, your tyres are up to temperature. Normal, and normal is fine. A lot of drivers in front of Tang have not stopped yet. Though Sabado on the soft tyres is probably someone we're going to be worrying about in a little bit. Okay, so we're back ahead of the Garuda Racing driver with Tang. Chu comes into the pits. Good stop. Alright, push for tyres, get them up to temperature, and then carry on. Can he get past a few of these runners here, which would be useful? He does. Okay, and now we'll go for back to conservation. He doesn't have to conserve quite as hard as Tang, because he's not going to go quite as long on these. And where's Tang going to end up now? He's back up into 6th place, which is target position, but we have a Garuda Racing driver just chasing us from behind here. That's actually Shah, not Berchamp, who, being the master of strategies, is already in 3rd, though on worn tyres. I don't think we're going to keep the Garuda behind us for very long. Okay, how much fuel have we got in reserve? Another lap, maybe, when we get to the end of this stint, or a lap of high usage, anyway. Okay, behind the lap car. Hopefully that slowed Jar up as much as it did us. And Nick Chu up into 13th place. Okay, good running from Chu. He's now in clean air. Let's see what he can do. I think Chu has slightly more fuel in reserve than Tang, which might be beneficial later. For now, though, we are right behind the driver in 3rd and just still trying to hold off Char, but it's not going to work. We're down to 5th. Not much we can do there. He is in the best car in the grid, and that car is the best on the grid for a reason. Berchamp is behind us on new super softs and can probably go to the end. Would not surprise me with the way that works. Okay, so we go up to 4 through pit lane shenanigans, and we now have 3 laps. So let's go high and keep the fuel where it is for the moment, but we want to just start using the tyres a little more. Jans de Tier, 2nd best car, the Eastwood right behind us, and there's not a lot we can do there. We're down to 5th and probably going to struggle to stay in the top 6 now. Okay, so we've probably got high burn for a lap or 2 here looking at this, so let's go for that as well. We want to try and keep Berchamp behind us. We're on better tyres, even if ours are slightly more worn, and we definitely have the ability to go for 2 more laps. Nick Chu, on the other hand, does not... I'm not confident he could do it, but we'll just keep him on the fuel load he is now. Hopefully, we're going to make something work with that. Tang in 4th then. And the leader has pitted. We temporarily go ahead of him. Hopefully that buffer between us and Burchamp will be useful. This, though, is the lap we have to pit with Tang. So, 7 laps to go. 7 laps of fuel. Fast pit stop. Let's see if we can do this. And we unfortunately lose the position to Valdez. That's not what we want, really. Not what we want at all. Tyres are just starting to go off, but we're in the pits now. Okay, over to Nick Chu then. So, I think with the amount we got left, we can go high neutral, but we can't push because he doesn't have quite the reserve of tyre grip. And so, I think we're going to pit Chu at the end of this lap, go onto soft tyres, 6 laps. Hope that that's going to be good enough, but it's not been a good race for you particularly. Tang, though, is going to have to keep that pressure up here. In fact, the double high I'm approving of because he needs to get ahead of some of those runners who are also required to pit soon. And if we get ahead of 2 or 3 of them, that will guarantee us... that 6th place. We are now in 6th. Okay, we're on target. Good pit stop from Shu. We'll find out where he emerges. He emerges in 12th behind Dreyfus, who is probably his target, and actually Dreyfus looks like he will have to pit again. So both drivers are probably okay where they are. You've got slightly less running to do, so we'll push you. And see where we are. So Tang, 4 laps, 5 laps to go. Unfortunately, that is an Eastwood behind us. Retirement did not bring out a safety car. We could have probably done with that. So, can we hear that Eastwood behind us? It's also behind it a Vexala car. So these are 2 cars that probably are better than us. There are drivers in front of us who have worn tyres. We might be able to get an advantage there later, but Antonov and Arbala fighting is helping us out. We're getting away from this a little bit. I might have to risk the tyres a little more. I'm just thinking about everything else on this run right now. But yeah, I can afford... Well, if we're risking Tang, we can definitely risk Chu on the higher wear rates because he's just there. Cavalcanti is probably our best bet for guaranteeing 6th place because he is in a car that's actually not as good as our... his car is not as good as ours. Our tyre wear rates are really high though, so we might have to just ease off slightly, but I'm hoping we don't have to. 3 laps to go. Alright, your parts are looking dodgy. We're in 11th place though, and you're chasing down the other silver racer of Mello, who ultimately the silver cars we are in competition with for the championship, so direct competition at least for places. And it looks as if we've managed to just pull out a bit of a gap to the faster runners behind us. They're on slower types tyres, so that might be something to do with it. 2 laps to go. Let's start now going on the attack. 2 laps. We need to get past him into 5th if we can. We need to guarantee 6th position if we can. 2.5 seconds the gap. Just keeping an eye on both of them. Okay. So you now hit the point where you have the same fuel load, so we're neutral, keep the excess fuel going. Tang has an extra lap in reserve here. Nothing to lose now. Let's just go overtake and just try to catch him. Nothing to lose by trying now. 6th place, practically guaranteed. Chu definitely has some fuel in reserve to try and grab 10th. Yes, we've overtaken Mello for 6th. Unfortunately, Tang is going to get away from us. Sorry, not Tang. Cavalcanti gets away from us. Nick Chu, though, crosses the line. 10th place. 6th and 10th. Just hitting our sponsor target. Keeping the 2 faster runners just far enough in the background. Oh, that was a tricky race for us. The victor, Jansdottir, who we were fighting for position at an early stage of the race, but as I say, that is the 2nd best car. Burchamp's crazy strategy managing to get him into 2nd. That was a good race from us, really. That should hopefully put us in good standing for the rest of this. You can see it was a multi-lap pit stops here. Char did 3. Bertram did a 2-stop strategy with long runs on those softs, which I was thinking about swapping Nick Chu onto at one stage, but given our tyre wear is not the best, that's probably as good as we could have managed from that. Scrutineering. Okay, no rules broken. Antonov with the fastest lap gains the extra points, but we gain 15 from Boateng, we gain 11 from Nick Chu. Nick Chu down to 6th in the championship, Boateng up to 13th. And Dragon Racing returned to 4th place, being the Firebird MRT and giving our buffer to Silver Racing of 11 points. It's not guaranteed yet. This is still quite tight midfield, really. Everyone from ZRT to us is looking fairly competitive here, so we might have to keep this up in the near future, and we didn't have a development window for this race. Next race, we should have something in development, even if it's just a set of brakes, just to keep things ticking. But let's have a look then. So Boateng, morale up, obviously. He had a good race for once. Nick Chu just continuing his steady progress. He is the better racer. No doubt about that anymore. Hong Liao actually might soon take over from Boateng, and if he hadn't had that bad race, I mean, if he'd had another bad race, I might have already swapped them over. It would have annoyed Boateng immensely, but I don't know. I'm starting to think Hong Liao might actually be worth promoting to a main driver very soon. We'll see. Good news is we are finally back in green, back in the black. We're back in good positions, and the next race will be in Belgium. And I will see you there. Until then.